all of us are just one decision away from destroying our lives, really. You can, in traffic, get in a fight with someone, you punch them, they hit their head, they die, that's your life now.
Oh, man.
Or like you cheat on your wife because someone is nice to you and you feel vulnerable in that moment, or you take drugs and you overdose. You know, you're never, you know, it can happen. So, and all of these, but I think you can guard against these things by having a kind of a spiritual awakening, by being connected. Look, in the terms of the program, like, 1, are you a bit fucked? Yes. 2, could you not be fucked? Yeah, I see people that are not fucked all the time, so I could be like them. 3, are you on your own going to unfuck yourself? No, because or whatever the answer is, it ain't in my head, because if it was, I'd have found it by now.
Right.
All I've done my whole life is tried to be happy. It's not working. I need help. 4, this is where it gets practical. Write down all the things that are fucking you up or have ever fucked you up. Don't lie or leave anything out. So you make a thorough inventory, and there's a particular technique for doing that. 5, honestly tell someone trustworthy about how fucked you are. So you start involving other people. Now, when I done that, it taught me that I didn't need to be so ashamed of myself, but all of the dark, dirty little secrets that I carried, the guy that I told was like, yeah, that's no big deal, I did something like that. You know, some level, I think we all think we're unlovable. We wake up at 3 AM, oh no, I'm worthless, I'm crap, I'm not good enough, I'm a piece of shit. Well, like, that's not real. It's just a sort of a pattern that you're carrying, and by telling someone else, it alleviates you. Most traditions have confession in them. 6, well, that's a lot of fucked up patterns. Do you want to stop it seriously? You know, you observe, oh yeah, like when I did the inventory, it made me realise the way I got in trouble at school is the same way I got in trouble at MTV. The way I got in trouble in Hollywood, same way I got in trouble in politics. I have a pattern. I get into a place, I get loads of attention, and then I do something mad. I've always done it. So like, and I do it because of pride, self-centeredness, aspects of my ego. Then the 7th step, right now you know that, are you willing to live in a new way that's not all about you and your previous fucked up stuff? You have to. It's like, well, okay, am I willing to not do that? Now, think of the thing we're talking about lust, you know, the pornography. When it's easy in this room to think about that, but if I'm on my own late at night, the feeling comes, oh, maybe I will look at pornography. Am I in that moment willing to take a different course of action? Am I willing to call up someone else, go, yeah, listen, I'm in this moment thinking about 1, using drugs, 2, cheating on my wife, 3, pornography, 4, eating food and making myself puke, 5, texting that guy that I know is no good for me. You know, like, if you're prepared to make the phone call, before you do it, the person will go, okay, well, remember, we've done all these steps, we've done all this inventory, we know where this leads. Are you going to do it, yes or no? And that sometimes gives you respite. That's why you work it 1 day at a time, 1 moment at a time, because it will always come back. You are always walking along the cliff edge. I like that analogy. 8, once you've done this process, you realise you've hurt a lot of people in your life. Prepare to apologise to everyone for everything affected by you being so fucked up. So you prepare to apologise. You just go, you write down all the people you might have harmed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's got to be a sobering, pardon the pun, list of people. Because it can't be a short list.
No, I'm old. You know, like, there's loads of people. And like, so like,
oh,
and a lot of those people, you know what you do? You go, yeah, but they did this.
Yeah.
And that, you're not allowed to do that. You have to go, never mind what they did. What did you do? And you just put down your stuff. And like, you completely eliminate. E.g., like my stepdad. If I think, oh, my stepdad, he like I wasn't very nice to him when I was a kid. But my next thought is, yeah, but I was just a kid. He's an adult. I don't know. Like,
he should have known better.
yeah. But that's not going to help me change. Going, he should have known better. That's where I am already. I need to change my perspective. And to change my perspective, I have to go, forget what he did. I did something wrong. And then the next step, now apologise, and that's that would make things worse. So I get myself to a frame of mind where I become willing to go, without any of the parentheses or caveats, go, the way I behaved when you were with my mum, it was not acceptable. I apologise for that. It must have hurt you. It must have been very difficult for you. I'm not that man anymore. I don't live like that, and I don't treat people that way anymore. I apologise. Is there anything else that I did that you want to tell me about? And if there's anything I can do to make amends, I'll do it. Right? You become like, and once you do that, it's sort of your consciousness has changed. You've hacked into your patterns.
You can't do that all at once, though, because if you apologize to people and say, "Is there anything else you want to go back and forth?" There's probably a lot of people that go, "You know what? Now that you mention it, there's a whole lot of stuff you did when we lived together while I was raising you, during your college years, blah blah blah, when we were married." And you got to be taking some not abuse maybe, but maybe abuse from some of these people, whether you deserve it or not.
you go into it consciously and you don't go into it alone. You go into it, you know, that's the 9th step for a reason. You've already done these previous 8 steps. You're already a different guy by the time you get to that point. And also, importantly, you do it under the guidance of a mentor. So one by one you go to the mentor, right, I'm doing the one with the stepdad now. Okay, so what are your expectations? How do you see it going? What are you going to say? What are you going to say when he says this? So, and an important part of it, and in fact the best part of it, is the bit where they go, you don't know this, but when you did that, it made me feel this. And you just have to sit there while someone tells you, and you think, oh my God, my actions really hurt other people. And the reason it's called an amends process is not just restitution and apology to the other person, because it amends you. You think, I'm not doing that ever again. I don't ever want to hurt someone the way I've hurt that person. People that just were like extras in your life, people that you just passed by in a crowd scene, right. You think, oh my God, I damaged them. So now when I'm walking down a corridor, Access Hollywood or wherever we happen to be, we could be in any number of places.
That's right.
Could have been that. I could have just chosen that off the top of my head. When I walk down a corridor, I'm polite to everyone. I'm polite, and I want no one coming away going, he's dick, that guy.
Yeah.
Can't take no more of it.
It's a lot of responsibility, especially for somebody who's in the spotlight.
But what choice do we have, Jordan? You know, that's the realization that you come to, and that there isn't another, it's almost, you're not giving anything up, because none of that stuff works anyway. It's not like, yeah, but now I can't be an arsehole anymore. Being an arsehole wasn't working anyway, otherwise I'd have carried on doing it. Having sex with everyone weren't working. Being obsessed with fame and money, it wasn't working. So you're not giving up anything real. Every so often, of course, you are seduced again. Look, this is what's important here. What I'm trying to do, which I think is a bit hard, is that I think there's a lot of stuff in religion that has been sort of booted out in the secular age, because we all know the complications with religious life, the violence, the bigotry, the institutionalization,
right.
etc. But in religion there are stories that are about the human psyche and the human condition that are indispensable. E.g., we're talking about what we're talking about now, it's a tough gig this, look at the myth of the Egyptian sun god Ra, who nightly wrestles with the serpent of darkness so that the dawn may come, knowing that the next day he will undertake the same battle again. I mean, of course that helps primitive, not primitive, they built the pyramids, but early people to have some relationship with astronomy and astrology and all that. But it also helps you to understand this is life. Every day, Sisyphus, who daily pushes the rocks to the top of the mountain, knowing that tomorrow he does it again. Prometheus, who has his guts pecked out by the eagle for stealing fire and giving light to mankind, knows that the next day his stomach's going to heal and the eagle's going to peck it out again. This is it. Accept it. There is suffering in life. We're gonna die. So the choices are you going to be beautiful while you're here, or are you going to make stuff worse? Now the problem I think we have is the culture, not individuals anymore, but of course individuals, but more importantly the culture is saying we are going to make it as bad as possible. Yeah. We're going to exemplify and constitutionalize the worst aspects of human nature. Greed, selfishness, these are going to be our politics now. These are, I'm not even talking about recent events, although obviously yes, but capitalism generally, materialism generally. An age of darkness, an age where we only understand what's gross because we've forgotten how to go within. And this simple program for dealing with yourself means that I, as just one little unit within it, am doing my best. With the severe and underscored caveat, I'm still a total fuck up, and I still every day will do stuff that's selfish and make mistakes and be impatient with my wife and make mistakes with my kid. But the guiding light is I'm trying to be good. I'm not just going, yeah, but that's life, who gives a shit, so what, it doesn't really matter, does it, so what, yeah, my wife's lucky to have me, who cares if I sleep with some other people once, I mean, I can go that way, all of us, we can all go that way, we're all comprised of, good and evil, so, but it's a commitment, an intention, a program, a method.